So, on the back of talking about having a narrative, we just wanted to go out there and talk about some of the actual inventions, some of the things that black people have done in history. And again, this is not bragging. Just like anybody, Caucasian or otherwise, would talk about the people who have done very important things in history, we have the right to do that as well.
Absolutely.
And not feel like we're being over the top, braggadocious, or whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
So you told me about something which doesn't exist in the UK, and this family reunion brochure.
Yes. This is just a copy. It's a rather thick one that we created for the 2001 Stevens family reunion. That's one of my names.
It is?
Maternal grandparents' names. And in here you'll find a couple of pages. It's really meant for the children when they're stumbling through and they read and they're reading this little brochure. There is a page on what African Americans, black inventors and inventors. And I'll give you an example. These are little things. It's not bragging. Air conditioner unit. We have when it was invented and who did it. And it was a black person.
Mm. Now, all of these are going to be black people, so we're just going to go through the
all
list
of them were black people.
Of who
African Americans.
Yeah.
The auto fishing device. The automatic gear shift.
We call it manual shifting.
They called it before, but this is the automatic that has taken over the automobile age today. All of them used some kind of, the best of them use some kind of automatic. And so they're using this old technology. Mm-hmm. Baby luggage, bicycle frame, biscuit cutter, which you just love our American biscuits. Blood plasma bag.
That's very important.
Very important. Cell phone. Can you imagine? The cell phone.
Right.
The original in the cell phone. January 3rd, 1897. When this man did his work. T. Elkins. Clothes dryer. Curtain rod support. The doorknob, which you open every door in your house with. Dustpans, egg beater, electric light bulb. And we always said, who invented it? A white man.
Bell.
Yeah. But these people would have worked as menial scientists in his office, but he gets the credit.
Right. And that's part of the disinformation that we talk about.
Elevator, eye protector, gas escape ladder. Very important in architecture in the mid-century, so that people could get out of a burning building when they were up on upper floors. Fire extinguisher, folding bed, folding chair, fountain pen. And in my day, the fountain pen was a very elegant thing to have and write with.
Oh yes. And again, when I used to use it, I would always think, oh, this must have been a white. Just again, an assumption
was that it was a white person.
Of course, you assume everything was done by white.
Exactly. The lunch pail, lubricating cup, lock. That we're talking the locking mechanism which you use to lock your house when you go out every time. That was invented. The first one was by a black man, a black inventor. Lemon squeezer, lawn sprinklers, lawn mower. In this country, you see them all over. People have massive yards. Well, the first one was invented by a black man.
Well, we've got an associate by the name of Quincy Poole of King's Cutters, lawn mowing and landscaping. So if it wasn't for this particular man here, then Q would not be able to do his work. L.A.
Burr. That's L.A. Burr. Is the man's name. B-U-R.
Okay.
Look it up. Lantern. Keychain. Now, when you look up these things, the names may be there. However, it will not state that this was an African American person. And that's part of the distance.
As we've been conditioned, we'll look at these names and automatically assume that they were Caucasian.
Exactly. The ironing board, which Gawain cannot live without. Folks, he irons his underwear and his t-shirts. Insect destroyer gun. He improved the sugar making. And for a while, the whole country, actually Cuba, much of the north of the New World grew sugarcane, and it was a messy kind of thing. And this man improved upon that. Ice cream scoop, horseshoe, hand stamp, hairbrush, guitar, golf tee, gas mask, furniture caster, fountain pen. We've gone over those. So when we have our family reunions, most of them in America, we'll create a little booklet like this, so people not only know as that who they are attached to, who their father is, their grandfather, their great grandfather is, all the way back to slavery and forward if we can. But for the kids, it's to see the things that are possible and that have been made by our ancestors.
And I can't stress how useful something like that would be if everybody had one, because something like this I have never seen before.
Well, this was just one member of the family, and their contribution to the book brochure.
But it as you say, before you're like a grown person, as a youngster, you can go through something like this, and these kind of catalog type things. As a young child, you'd love to just
oh yes,
look through these things.
My Claudia Victoria, who is actually related to her, but I say my mother's friend, and my mother, and then some teachers at school, they made sure that I knew these things. And those that were tracked in the special classes at my elementary school, separate but equal classes, they went through and illegally taught us all of this information. Because this is not information that was on the textbook. But I knew about it.
Yeah.
And children before me, but only because someone took the time to pass it on, make sure they knew it.
And that kind of information is absolutely invaluable, because you can be going to school and there can be an ignorant child who just wants to say something to, and as children do, to get under your skin or just be mean to you, but you'll have the self-awareness and the ammunition inside you to say, I know otherwise.
Right.
I know what the correct.
Absolutely. Now, what we have used this list for, you will notice that in a family reunion, you'll have some child who is straying off.
Right.
And part of it is he can getting bored with school. He doesn't really know anything. Now, we have that or those children stand up in front of some assembly that we're having over the weekend. Of the family.
Yeah.
And he reads these off. Now, and somebody has been with him while he had been practicing it earlier, but you can see the change in the child.
And it's inspirational.
And that's just the fact. Not just knowing your family, but knowing what people connected with you have done and contributed. And as I said, these 2 pages, we had to edit it down because we couldn't have a brochure that large. So there's information out there for you folks to create your own form of family reunion brochure.
Now, thank you very much for that, Mr. Parker. But I would like to just go on record to say that there was an element of disinformation within your little monologue there, when you said that I iron my socks and underwear. But as many
not the socks. I don't think I said socks. I said his underwear, and I meant his underclothing.
Yeah.
And it sometimes
sometimes referred to as drawers.
Drawers.
Yeah.
And your t-shirts.
That's overclothing. But anyway, I don't iron my drawers. I know you try to put that out there for a negative smear, propaganda.
I just want the English children to know.
See how easy it is, people?
Just throw a little information in there.
It seems so real. And look, I found my pen, so everything's all good. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Godwin.
Nice.